Oh, that sounds great. No. There we go. Oh wait, y'all can hear that. Y'all can hear that twice. Whoops. Ooh, I need to check that. I forgot to turn the thing off. Hello, hello. Welcome back to Retrieving Sanity with your podcast host Keegan, and this is your podcast for all mental health, addiction, recovery issues, and topics. Now, um, we're having a little bit of a technical difficulties this time around. Nothing really new, but that's because I've got an audio mixer, and that's because it was a gift for my birthday from my wife Jordy. So thank you very much to her for that. So now we just got to play around with it a little bit, figure out what exactly how to make it work for me and not mess things up. So with that being said, I can actually do some music and stuff now. Ooh, see, that's cool too. Like I can adjust the music y'all hear and how much I hear at the same time. And oh, like it's so cool. It's got a lot of stuff. But I digress. I digress. I'm just excited about it. So now you can actually hear some music that I want to play some pretty easily. I don't have to upload it and everything like that. And y'all just gotta listen to it, right? And then if I stop talking, it gets louder again. It's pretty cool. So this is the first recording with Riverside since I got it, so we don't know exactly how it all works. So we're actually going to pop on over to my channel real quick. We're going to pause this music, pop back over here, look at my live, and then hang on, turn this off. Ooh. Oh, ooh. Okay. It works. Yay. Okay. All right. Here we go. Sorry about that. I'm still learning it. There's some things on there that it's just new. It's a new toy, right? So that's what I've got to figure out. I got to figure out all the things to do with it, and unfortunately, that involves having to go live and stuff. So we all kind of got sorry. Y'all have to deal with it. But thank you for doing that. And this also highlights something that I wanted to talk about, and that is, well, essentially having a birthday. Why? Well, that's the thing, right? I'm one of the people that I hated my birthday. I still kind of do. For one reason or another. And it's one of those things that has always bothered me for some reason. Probably because I'm bad at remembering other people's birthdays and I don't really know what to do for gift giving. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. And whenever I don't, I freak out about it. And so, I don't know. I've never really wanted anything. If I want something, it's usually expensive or something that's not too practical and stuff. Here, let's turn that down so it doesn't just come blasting in whenever I have to sit there and think for a second. um, but that's the thing, right? Like I've always held myself below and lesser than whenever it came to birthdays, especially. And birthdays are an interesting kind of thing, right? So let's see. What is the origin of having a birthday? Let's see what Google Gemini says. So the origins of birthday celebrations are a fascinating mix of ancient practices, religious beliefs, and cultural evolution. Modern birthday party with its cakes, candles, and happy birthday song is a relatively recent phenomenon, but the roots of the tradition stretch back thousands of years, so it's not something new, right? So if you're thinking that it's weird that you don't like your birthday, don't worry, you're probably not alone. Don't, because I was right there with you, still kind of am. So that's kind of the thing, right? Like we had the ancient Egypts, the Greeks, ancient Rome, and then Christianity took over. Then we have Germany with its modern birthday party emerges, and then Industrial Revolution, and it became kind of a global tradition after that for birthdays to kind of be what they are. And now, if you get to different cultures and stuff like that, they still will have their birthdays and their celebrations, their traditions, and all that. But that's the thing is that nowadays, birthdays are pretty ambiguous for doing certain things. However, a lot of us don't like them. So, what can you do whenever you don't like them? Well, first of all, let's look at how a birthday affects one's mental health. So, whenever we're looking at birthdays, we've got anxiety, stress, sadness, depression, self esteem, and existential dread. And all of that coupled together just makes for a perfect soup of this sucks, because whenever you're feeling all of that at once, it's like, I don't want to feel that. So why do I have to feel that? Like, I don't want to be reminded that another year has passed, that I didn't get all this other stuff done, that I had these other medical conditions come up, that I had this come up, that I had this loss in the family, that I had this. So why do I need a like milestone? Why do I need a marker in my life for that kind of stuff? I just went through it. I don't need a reminder of it. Like, no thanks, right? Like, so some years of my life are like kind of sort of blocky, if that makes sense. But at the same time, there's times where it's like I just really didn't want that birthday to happen, either for the future or for what happened in the past. Um, and that's a hard thing, right? Whenever you sit there and you celebrate everyone else, and then people want to celebrate you, but you don't have self worth, self belief, or anything like that, like, what do? You kind of just people please. And it's not anything different at that point, right? It's like you're just going with the motions. It's like, okay, here we go. But the thing is that the spotlight's on you, or rather, it was on me, and never really liked it too much. The only thing I enjoyed about my birthday was being able to go and do something that normally we wouldn't be able to go do, like paintballing or something. And that didn't happen all the time. It happened quite a few times, but that was because it was an activity that we didn't do often. It was kind of a special reservation kind of thing. And so that was what my birthdays were for, were doing activities. It wasn't necessarily so much, what do I want? And I feel like that's what a lot of birthdays kind of became, in a sense, was, what do you want? I remember there was this one year, someone gave me something, and then their birthday came around, and I couldn't get them anything because I didn't have money, because my parents didn't have money, because I was only in the fourth grade, and that friend got really mad at me for not. No, it was the sixth grade, and they got mad at me for not being able to give them a birthday gift, and I was like, I'm sorry, I don't have any money, like, so that was kind of one of those things that made me go like, well, screw presents. If people want presents back in return for getting presents or whatever, then I don't want to do it in the first place. And that's kind of the thing, right? Like, financial things are one of the other things with birthdays. Like, people don't want money spent on them if they feel like they're less than, or if they feel like they're not worthy of it, so on and so forth. And there's unfortunately not a lot of stuff that we can actually do to really convince them otherwise, especially at first. Um, but it's a repetition, and encouragement that we can let someone know that their birthday matters, right? So one of the things with birthdays as well comes the perfectionism and the comparison. So with birthdays nowadays, a lot of people are sitting there posting everything on social media like everything else, and people are sitting there going, oh, well, my birthday didn't have 13 cakes. My birthday, I only got used Ferrari, and someone else got a brand new Bugatti, whatever. I don't know. And that's the thing, right? Like, why are we comparing birthday gifts? And it's because it is another one of those status quos, status symbols of sorts. And I don't really think that we're really looking at what that is doing to everyone else, because a flashy birthday is usually, it can be good for the ego, but that's usually what it's only good for, is the ego. And I don't think that's what the birthday is supposed to be for. I think it is sometimes for cases like my own, in a sense, whenever you don't have belief in self-worth of sorts and you're able to sit there and find something, cultivate it. Yes, it is for your ego a little bit, but it's not to sit there and say, look at what I have because of this, that, or another. It's saying, I'm grateful for the things that I have, and I want to do this with them. Or at least that's how I'm kind of viewing it. So, some of the things that people don't like for their birthdays, of course, is getting older, past negative experiences, introversion and social anxiety, feelings of being unimportant, financial strain, and the dislike of the spotlight. Now, that last one, I think everyone kind of gets that a little bit, and sometimes it's because we've just had weird experiences being in the spotlight or being thrown in the spotlight whenever we didn't want to be. And then next thing you know, a birthday is just nothing but a whole day of nothing but a spotlight on you, whether people are around you or not. Nowadays, at least for me, if it's my birthday, it feels like my birthday almost all day, or at least it did yesterday. And that was kind of weird. But there's more on that. We'll get into the personal stuff at the end of this episode. Right now, we just want to go through and do the tips and tricks to help you love yourself on your special day. So, buckle up. Number one, you want to give yourself permission to celebrate however you want. Now, whenever I'm talking about this, I'm not saying that if you want to do some really extravagant, really crazy stuff, go do it. I mean, yes, you do if you can. Right. That's the caveat. If you can afford it, if it's not going to put stress and strain on anyone else, like try to make it as carefree as you can, but don't put any more strain and stress on other people. Right. Or at least that's my way of life. So, um, one of the things that we can do is reframe the day. And what I mean by that is sitting there from a social obligation standpoint and turning it into a personal gift. Now, I know that one sounds a little weird, but hear me out. That's what I was talking about with that gratitude kind of thing. Not the whole look at what I have, but this is what I have. And this is what I'm going to do for it, with it. And I'm grateful for it. Because without the birthday, and I also tied this back to like ancestor stuff yesterday because I was like, you know what? I bet my ancestors would be pretty pumped and hyped that I made it. So shout out to the ancestors, you know? So there's that. But that's the thing is that we have to say, what would make me feel happy and relaxed today? I'm not saying other people are wanting me to go do this because a lot of people do have that peer pressure of let's go do this activity or let's go do this, let's go do that. And it's, yeah, there is that aspect. If you have that in your life, if you have people that want to go celebrate, do things with you, cool. If you want to do that, then do it. But if you don't let them force you into something that you don't want to do. It's your birthday. And if they say, well, it's your birthday, be like, exactly, it's my birthday. So I politely decline and go forward from there. Now, one of the things that we can do is say, if you've never had a full day to yourself, full day to yourself now, and that's it. Like your birthday, just one full day to yourself. No one interrupts, no nothing. And of course, that one it can be kind of hard to actually do and whatnot. But that is one of the good things about just finding a little bit of peace and solitude, especially within yourself, on your special day. So, one of the other things that we can do is focus on the gratitude, not the accomplishments. So again, like I was saying, is whenever we sit there and we're saying, this is what I have and I'm grateful for it. And it helps cultivate that mindset of, I'm worthy of having this. I want to take care of what I have. And also saying, I'm ready to accept more, to take care of, right? But if we're sitting there, if I'm sitting there just going like, oh yeah, this year I did, seeing that's the thing too, right? Like I don't necessarily have accomplishments that I can list through the year, not because I'm not making any accomplishments. It's because I don't view them that highly remarkable. Why? It's because I'm in a career that is a career, quote unquote, and it's not something that I'm planning to be in long term. And that's the whole thing. Like for that aspect, it has made me be a little bit not dismindful of, but not entirely mindful of. You know, it's like I've done a whole bunch of stuff for work, but that's not the important stuff because I'm focused about my community, the show, and everything like that. So I could go off on those accomplishments, but that's the thing is that I would feel like I'm celebrating something that hasn't successfully been implemented, something that hasn't successfully reached its mark yet. Like it hasn't become the dream yet. So I don't feel like it deserves to be celebrated quite yet. And it does deserve the acknowledgments of the milestones in the moment, but it doesn't have to sit there and be like, oh yeah, let's reflect. Yeah, we can, but I don't want to do that right now. Now, whenever we're talking about this, one of the things that we can do is we can sit there and we can do a little bit of journaling, right? So we can actually sit there and write down 10 things that we're grateful for, or 10 positive things that have happened in the past year. And I haven't done this myself. I'm going to, but that's the thing, is that I'm kind of like, well, I'm focusing on the wrong things. If I focus on the right things, it'll come to me a lot easier. But I also have that weird little filter of like, yeah, yeah. So really just kind of depends. Now, anyways, moving on to number 3, one of the things that we need to do on our birthdays is set boundaries and communicate what we need. And I'm sorry, I messed up that word. So I'll reiterate that. Number 3, we need to set boundaries and communicate what we need. So whenever we want to say no to a party, say no. If you don't want a special whatever with anything, say no. It's okay. Setting boundaries is important. And that's one of the things too, is a partial people pleaser. I'm sitting there and I want to make people happy on my birthday because it's my birthday, but they are a part of my life, so I want them to be happy too. I want them to celebrate for whatever reason, even though I don't want to do that. And I've put myself into some weird situations because of that. And did I have fun? Sometimes, other times, no. And in fact, I probably made other people really mad. So it's kind of like I would have saved a lot of people hurt. And if I just said no in a polite manner, just said no, it's my birthday and I really don't think that that's something I want to do. So I declined. Thank you, though. And that's something that I think everyone would have appreciated instead of doing what I did. So if you can relate to that, go ahead and leave a like, leave a comment, and let's figure out what we can do for you on your next birthday. And number 4 is reclaim the narrative. What I mean by this is to take ownership of the birthday and the meaning that you assign to it. Now, what you can do is have a little mission board, a manifesto, a pamphlet, something, and you want to write down everything that your birthday is going to represent for you that year. Now, you see what I did there? That year. Each birthday doesn't have to be the same old, same old. And a lot of the time, whenever we're sitting there birthdays, we're thinking the same thing, right? Just, it's another year, la-di-da, right? Some people are like, whoa, party! And other people are like, fuck. And other people are like, all right, whatever, here we go. And other people are like, oh, it's my birthday. So no matter which crowd you're with, if you're able to sit there and say, this birthday, this year, I want to do this. Now, think of it as an actionable New Year's resolution, right? So how about on your New Year's resolution? Why don't you say, on my birthday this year, this is what I'm going to do. And then hopefully you have a good little while until your next birthday and you can have planned for it and to set it up and everything is good to go the way you want it to. I don't know how well that's going to work if your birthday's the next day after New Year's or if it's the day before, but what I'm saying is that we want to set some kind of idea for the birthday. We want to set some kind of idea of a journey that day has a goal to it, for the sheer fact that it is something that we set for ourselves because we wanted to. No one told us otherwise. We wanted to reclaim a part of ourselves by doing as something just because we can. That's it. That's what a birthday can be. And that's what it was this year for me. Was I just wanted to spend time with my wife. That was it. I wanted to go take care of a little bit of shopping, get something, and then really some incense and say, cool, done. And you know what? It was awesome. And I just realized the time. So we're going to say this last one is to connect with loved ones in a meaningful way. And if you don't want to do that, I don't blame you. What I am saying though is just make a connection. I'm not saying to sit there and just go make a connection just because it's your birthday. Be like, I'm saying hi because it's my birthday. No, just sit there and just make connection with someone. It doesn't have to be a lot. It doesn't have to be really forced or anything. It just has to be a genuine, heartfelt, hey, how are you? I hope you're doing well. So, with this being said, we're actually going to end this one here because we've got something going on, and I also know that some of y'all don't necessarily want to hear me blab on about birthdays for an hour. So we're just going to leave this here. I'm going to review the footage and also hopefully make sure that this audio mixer is doing well, and that way next time y'all may be able to hear music better or maybe not. And hopefully I don't get a guest echo really bad. So with that being said, we are out of here. Thank you very much for listening to Retrieving Sanity on WDJY 99.1 FM. And as always, much love to yourself. Love others if you can, but you got to love yourself first. And we will see you tomorrow, actually. Schlan Gefall.